Hey guys, welcome to the Sunnydale Diaries, a podcast where I, Melanie,
And I, Sean.
watch and discuss every episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and discuss how related themes crisscross with our lives. We are going to talk about season 4, episode 10, Hush. If you are new to the podcast, welcome. If you are coming back to us, welcome back. As a reminder, Sean is a longtime lover of this show and has watched it several times. And I am new to the show, and this is my first time watching.
And if you are new, you picked a good one to join us.
So I'm told.
Yes, Hush. Hush is a good episode.
I mean, I'm not a Buffy person. I have not watched it, but I do know about this episode just through living in this world. And probably you've shown me some parts of this. I feel
Mhm.
like because you were trying to show me how scary these bad guys are in this one, the gentlemen. Yeah. So I am peripherally aware of this episode.
It originally aired on December 14th, 1999. I remember I was a little late getting home to watch it because I had to go to the mall to pick up my friend Maria, who did our season 4, episode 1 episode, an espresso machine for Christmas. That is
Wow.
stuck in my mind.
What a
Oh,
nice gift.
yeah, she was a good friend. Still is.
Um, and did you have TiVo or something so you could rewind? Of course you did. Bloop, bloop, bloop,
Yeah. Oh man, there was so much Buffy on that TiVo.
bloop.
I would never delete them. I would want to go back and rewatch
Yeah,
them.
sure. You got to go back and watch.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
So we are going to watch this one together.
Mm-hmm.
We got a little Hulu watch party set up. So we're going to be watching it together live and pausing and doing our commentary, and I'll just edit out all the parts where we're actually watching.
Yeah.
So you'll just
So things
talk
might
a
be a little
lot.
jerky, but so are we.
There we go. All right, ready to get into it?
I'm ready. You want to go ahead and start? All right. So we start off and we're in Professor Walsh's class.
Hmm?
And she's talking some gobbledygook psychology stuff. And she calls on Buffy Summers as if there's like multiple Buffys. So she's got to clarify. Buffy Summers, come up and lie on my table, my desk. What?
There was a Buffy at my conference last week.
Oh, no.
I didn't say anything because she was like the president of the organization.
Oh,
Like I couldn't just be like I have a Buffy podcast. I'm sure I couldn't do that. But
no.
every
Oh,
time she looked by and I saw that or somebody yelled out Buffy, I was
oh, man. That would have been amazing. Let me give you a sticker. So she tells her to get on the desk. All right, that's weird. And then she has Riley go over. Does she tell him to put his arms around to kiss her?
she just says a demonstration.
Yeah, it's a demonstration. And then as he's passing her, she says, "Good boy." Okay, sexual harassment. What is that? That's crazy. So then
Listen,
he goes over and he puts his arms around her and he kisses her. So at that point, I'm like, oh, this is a dream sequence. This isn't real. And he
yeah,
says, if I kiss you, I'll make the sun go down.
yep, because she'll make the sun go down,
And
and
it
he kisses
does.
her,
It
and it
does.
does. And then everybody who was in the lecture hall is suddenly gone.
Mm-hmm. And then she hears something, and right off the bat, creepy kid singing. You know it's gonna be something is scary.
Yep.
That's some scary stuff.
Yeah. You also commented on her outfit, the
Yeah,
asymmetrical
I'm not a
top.
fan. Like this weird asymmetrical top. The bottom of her blouse. It's like asymmetrical. And then she's wearing like this weird long skirt that has some colors at the bottom. I don't know, not my favorite of her outfits.
Yeah. Did you happen to catch? I know it's your first time watching it, so it's not ingrained in your memory like me. But what the little girl was saying.
She's saying something about the gentlemen are coming and they're going to take something.
Okay, we'll go
But
with that.
it's very much like Freddy's Nightmare, like a Nightmare on Elm Street. That
Once
like
you coming for
5,
you.
6, da, 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 da. Freddy's all burned up. He's gonna hurt your kids.
Nine hand.
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. All right, let's go back. Okay, so then what they're saying, and then the last part of it is you're gonna die screaming, but you can't say a word.
You're gonna die screaming, but you won't
You
be
won't
heard.
say a word.
You won't be heard.
You won't be heard. And then she wakes up. So
Yeah.
she was asleep in class.
Mhm. Did
And
you catch the flash of the creepy guy? I don't know if you
yes,
even.
that's a
Okay.
creepy guy.
Yes.
He's walking out of the class with Willow and is telling Willow that she had a dream. And then there's way too much discussion about this dream. Like, Sean, if you and I are walking and you go, yeah, I had this weird dream. Yeah, what was it about? Oh, it was, blah, blah, blah. And then we're done. Then we're on to the next thing. But they're talking about this for like, and then they walk out and Riley's like pops out from behind the door. He's like, oh, a dream? Tell me all about your dream.
I'm not embarrassed that I'm dating you and I'm the TA and you were sleeping in the class. Not at all. It's fine.
Tell me that you were dreaming about me. And then Willow is like, I'm going to go. You guys go do your thing. And this is kind of like this set reminds me of the outdoor coffee house that I was asking you about. It's just so weird. And this too, it's like a courtyard, but then there's this weird window here. And so Buffy and Riley are walking around and Willow's popping out the window to kind of watch them walk around. Everything in Sunnydale is like weird alcoves and open air things, and
And then she hides herself behind her
she's hiding
notebook.
behind a book.
See me.
That's funny. Yep. Oh man. Okay.
Willow has a thing.
She got a thing.
You ever fall asleep in class?
Oh, all the time.
Really?
All the time. Even like in a work situation, I have a
Really?
hard time staying awake when I'm being lectured at or there's a presentation or something. My eyes just start closing.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Bad. You?
I think one time in physiology, which was like an 8 o'clock Monday
Oh
class,
yeah.
it was like I caught myself right away, but there was definite snoozage. Use a Buffy term.
I don't know if I've actually fallen asleep, but I've certainly my eyes have been heavy and there has been danger of it.
Yeah, just like a quick like. That's
Yeah.
all.
Sometimes
You know.
when I'm driving between here and Florida or down to South Florida too, my eyes start going and I'm like, no, just it's okay, just for us a couple seconds. It's okay. Come on.
So you want to have some petroleum fun?
So that's funny. He's like, what are you doing? Patrolling. Well, getting
Petroleum.
petroleum. That's okay. This whole relationship is built on lies. So she's like, what are you doing? Oh, I'm going to be grading papers. What papers? There are no papers. Oh,
Final.
did I say
Late
papers?
papers.
I mean stalking around campus in my camos with my AR-15.
How much longer you think this web of lies between them is going to go on for?
Well, they're not going to be able to talk in this episode, so I'm going to give it at least one more episode. I think. Yeah. I hope they come to some point where they can be comfortable with each other. They're still so awkward together.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully soon. All right. We'll see how it goes. We have credits and then we open at Giles's villa. And are he and Spike now roomies?
I don't know if I would classify it as roomies,
I mean, is
but
Spike
Mike is
still
living there.
healing? Hiding? What's
I hiding because he can't go out on his own because of the chip.
yeah.
He can't, harm others. So he's, I don't know that prisoner is the right word, but he's there.
Yeah, he's there. And he's eating all the Weetabix.
Yeah. He likes. I thought it was weird because Giles said I thought vampires were supposed to eat blood.
Yes.
They drink it, but I
Right.
guess if you crumble it up in the Weetabix, or you crumble the
That's gross.
Weetabix up,
That's
then
gross.
you're eating. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely disgusting.
That's great.
Picture again.
Weetabix on its own is pretty gross.
Yeah. I need a little bit of flavor to my cereal.
And then we see Anya and Xander in the courtyard, and I don't know if he's arguing. She's arguing with
And she's
him.
feeling like he's neglecting her.
He's neglecting her, and she wants to know what he thinks of her, and he's kind of a jerk. I mean, we knew this about Xander, but it's on display for sure. This scene, and she's like, "Oh, you don't care about me. You just care about lots of orgasms." Which,
As they're walking into Giles's place.
yeah. And that's
I love
pretty. That was pretty funny. Or when she says that, and Giles is like, "What?" And Spike just comes up from the couch.
it. And Giles wants Anya and Xander to take Spike for a few days because he has a friend coming to visit.
An orgasm friend.
Anya asks. Of course, they don't want to take him.
Right.
And arguing ensues among everyone.
Right. I kind of expected the camera to come in on Giles, like, and he would explode.
Man on the verge.
Cut to
Willow with the Wicca
the
group.
Wicca group, the college Wicca group, which is a pretty sizable group, I must say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was a good 15, I would say there.
The Wicca group, they're all in a circle, and like some random dude just sitting behind them in the student center reading his book, or pretending to read his book and listen to these crazy women talking about their Gaia newsletter,
Which is very empowering.
which is very empowering. I'm going to have to find the poem that I wrote about Hecate.
You mentioned it on the podcast before.
I know.
I was
I have to find that poem.
Yeah.
So anyway, they're all talking about like administrivia that they need to do for their Wicca group, and Willow is more interested in like actually getting in there to the nitty gritty of it and doing some spells, and they are not having it. And then we meet Amber Benson's character Tara, which I just said we were watching the credits. I thought, was that Amber Benson's name? Oh, okay. So she's part of the Wicca group. But she kind of acts like she's going to say something, but then she backs down. Like she's kind of meek, right?
Yeah, that's a good word to describe it. And like the person in charge, I guess she was, like, purposely called her out. Like, everybody's kind of talking about it, and she's like, hold on, Tara has a suggestion. Tara already has something to say. And
You would think a Wicca group would be very supportive of each other as women, and that was not very supportive. That was very bitchy
it was.
and petty.
I liked Tara's hair.
You like that
That
zigzaggy? Tuk, 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 tuk. Yeah, that was
that was-
very late 90s, early 2000s zigzaggy. I never did that hairstyle. Did you ever do that hairstyle, Sean?
I did not, no. Kind of hard to zigzag when it's only like an inch long.
Yeah.
We did not talk to her, but we did see Amber Benson. We were very close to her at Fanboy Expo last year.
Yeah. Yeah,
She
I
seems-
would like to meet her. She seems like one of the more down-to-earth celebrities based on her, purely superficially based on her mannerisms and her discussion at the panel that we went to.
Yeah.
Yeah, she seems like a pretty cool lady.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, interested to see what goes on here. Buffy is telling Willow about, or Willow's telling Buffy about the Wicca group and how they're just talk, and she was hoping to get more actual witch action going in the group. So she's frustrated. And then Buffy's telling her about Riley and how nothing's really happening there, and that he's all talk, and both of them, they just babble, and they both get nervous around each other, which, yeah, of course, that's what we see. And then we cut to Riley with his pal Forrest. And he's lamenting the same thing. He doesn't like, how it's weird, and he can't be honest with her. And okay, so a couple things in that scene. One, down in whatever pit they were in climbing out of, it looked like D'Offrin is down there, but that can't be D'Offrin. That's got to be some other
other demon involved with vengeance.
Yeah, what do they call it? What are they calling Spike?
Hostile?
Yeah, so he's just another hostile. And then they're coming out, and if you notice, there's like a little tram that goes by that they have to stop short because there's a tram that crosses in front of them. But then they pan out, and where did that tram come from? There's like a wall right there.
There's no hole. What I first thought was a hole in was the elevator that Riley and Forrest
So
get in.
that tram was just parked
And they
and
just
took off.
zoom back.
And probably stopped right there. It's like the Austin Powers scene where the cart is in the hallway. Doot, 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 doot. Oh, this show. Spike is over at Xander's, and Xander has him tied up to a chair while he's going to go to sleep, and you just know that's not going to work. You just know. And so then Xander lies down like he's going to go to sleep, and
Yeah, like
Spike
he's
immediately starts annoying him.
Xander.
Why wouldn't you put him in another room?
I don't think he has another room besides the basement. It probably just got like a little half bath in there.
Yeah,
maybe
I guess. And then Giles's orgasm friend shows up, and they start making out right away. Is this somebody we've seen before?
We have seen Olivia before,
right?
yeah.
She was there.
Three.
Yeah, okay. So she's back, and they're making out, and he takes his glasses off, and he's researching the gentleman based on Buffy's dream, which I gotta say, really impressive that Buffy was able to remember such detail about that dream and the little sing-song that the girl in the dream, like, I don't remember my dreams that well, hardly.
Not to that detail.
Right? Okay, and then we're at the clock tower, and there's like the creepy hands, very, long, spindly fingers, and he's got a box, and he opens the box, and then we see like the special effects budget for this episode where all the wispy voice clouds are coming out of people's throats, and they're all going into the box. There's big haze over the town to tell you that everybody is affected, and it's being captured in the box, and the guy closes the box. Blah, blah, blah. We get a look at the gentleman or gentleman. One,
yes, only one so far. One of the buildings that they showed the exterior of was the same one from Melrose Place.
Oh, interesting.
If I didn't read that right before we recorded this, I don't think I would have recognized it.
So they're getting Andrew Shue's voice and
Courtney
Rancho's voice and Josie Bassett's voice.
Heather Lockley.
Laura Leighton. Was that her name? Leighton? Yeah.
I think so.
Leighton.
Yeah. Marcia Cross.
Yeah, Marcia Cross with the wig.
That
was such a good show. So it's morning, and everybody's waking up. Well, Buffy's waking up first in her whole dorm because nobody's going crazy yet. But she what's going to happen. She goes to the bathroom, and then she comes back in, and Willow wakes up, and Buffy tries to say good morning, and she got no voice. And then Willow tries to say something, and Willow thinks she's deaf because she can't hear anything. No, it's because we have no voice. And then we kind of go around, and everybody's waking up and having the same issue, and everybody's lost their voice. And the music is amazing.
The music in this episode?
Yeah, like the score obviously is going to be really important here, but it's very good.
Yep.
And then we have kind of a funny bit where Xander and Spike wake up and they can't talk, and Xander picks up the phone to call Buffy. Like, I don't know, what does he expect? He's not gonna be able to say anything.
I just think it's instinct.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. And then we go to Riley and Forrest, and they are going in the secret elevator, and they can't give their vocal recognition code to the elevator, and the elevator launches countermeasures, which is like some kind of gas. And then, I guess Professor Walsh opens the doors for them.
That's my guess. Yeah, she overrode it somehow. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if you saw it, but when Riley is like frantically trying to put it in the override code, Boris has his pen and he wrote down, "Come on, come on."
Oh, that's pretty funny. Oh my gosh. Okay. So nobody can talk. Everybody's lost their voice. And so everybody's just kind of mulling around and being scared. That would be scary.
Absolutely.
So nobody can talk. They're all mulling around. Buffy and Willow are on their way to Giles, and they give a little, camera time to them walking through town where just everything, it's like end times.
Yeah, everybody's sad.
I'm surprised there's no looting or anything, like that's kind of they're trying to capture that that's what it might be, like apocalyptic almost.
Yeah,
They got the
that's
shot of the guy, the businessman with his briefcase in the middle of the road like this. And then there's the preacher who, I don't know, he's got his book open, his lips are moving as if he's preaching revelations to this group of people, but obviously he can't be. But um and then there's of course the guy who's smart enough to be selling the message boards. Capitalism.
$10 each.
Yeah. But they were best age boards.
Yes, yeah.
So they get over to Giles's, everybody's there, and they're just all, trying to, I don't know, be together. They don't know what's going on. And then just like this was in 1999, but this could have been today because they're talking on the news about how all of Sunnydale has a case of laryngitis and they're quarantined, and they think maybe it could be the flu vaccine. Maybe it's a hoax.
We don't know, but everybody is quarantined. No one can come in or out.
Fake news. Fake
Yeah.
news. Quarantine. They're going to declare martial law. Just drop the bomb on Sunnydale.
You ever see the movie Outbreak?
Yes.
That's like one of my favorite movies, and it kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Oh, and Buffy says she wants to be in town tonight. She wants to be right in the middle of it and find out what's going on. And Giles is going to keep researching. Back in the underground headquarters for the initiative, Professor Walsh tells Riley and Forrest they need to be up and, keeping order in the town. So
She doesn't really
we still don't know exactly what the initiative is. Like, that's not their job, being out there keeping order. They're not like a militia or well, I guess they are, but they're like experimenting. They're like a science group.
Right. I mean, it's a stretch, but I'm
Yeah,
assuming he thinks that this is supernatural related.
I
So
guess.
that's why
I guess.
sending. It's a
You
bit of
would
a
think
stretch.
then she'd be up there, like, go up and figure out what's going on, not go up there and break up fights and,
Peace. Yeah.
make sure everybody's okay. But yeah, so then, we've got a shot of Buffy walking down the street by the espresso pump, and like there's a car crashed into the fire hydrant, the fire hydrant's erupting, and they got the fire in a barrel, still no
True
looting,
end
but
time.
two guys are in a fight for some reason. I don't know, they couldn't have said anything to each other, so I don't know what this fight is about. There's plenty. It's not like it's crowded, like they were walking through a crowd and jostled each other. I don't know, crazy, but just enough that Riley can step between them and be like, "Oh man, break it up." And we get one funny shot where he shoves the one guy over, and the guy grabs a pipe, and Buffy happens to be walking by, and just twists his arm with her Buffy string.
Yep.
And then they have a tender moment in front of the barrel fire.
The music swells and they
Yeah,
kiss.
this is actually good for them because they don't have to speak and be awkward, babbly to each other.
Yep.
Maybe this is how they're going to confess to each other somehow in Morse code or something.
They quickly pick up the SL. We're at the clock tower.
Yeah.
Looks like it's almost 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And a door opens, and the gentlemen come floating out. Not walking, they are floating.
Floating.
There's 4 of them, and then several gimps, as you call them. I was trying to, before we got on, I was trying to remember, like, come up with a name for them. Because so they're like shuffling about. Yes,
They're not
like
shuffling.
that.
What is that? Ooh, undulating.
That's wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube band is what you were doing.
Yeah,
But
and it
they're
looks like they're in,
undulating
like they've got bandages
and
and
straight
straight
jacket.
jackets or something. Like, yeah.
Like they're the assistants. So they're floating all around town. They float by the Melrose Place apartments, which apparently is also Giles' villa.
Okay.
Him and Olivia are sleeping. She gets up, walks by the window, and she sees one of the gentlemen float by.
Oh, look at you.
Far away. But then one comes right by her.
Oh.
and freaks her out naturally.
Yeah.
And then they're floating around Buffy's dorm. They go by their room.
I didn't see which room they went into, but it's not Buffy's.
Mm.
It's some rando dude that we don't know who goes. They knock on the door, and he goes and answers the door. The undulating guys, bring him in, and they pin him down to the bed. And then these two gentlemen come in, and they're like, yeah, luckily they're communicating to each other that this is this guy. We're gonna do whatever we're gonna do. Their movements are very like
Very serious.
illusionist,
Yeah, yeah.
So when he reached into the doctor's bag and I said, he's going to pull out a rabbit. No, he pulls out a scalpel and hands it to the other guy. And he goes into the guy who can't make any noise. He's screaming, but he's not making
Oh,
any
yeah.
noise. And
Yep.
you hear the little goosh
Yeah.
as they slice him open. Wow. This is some creepy stuff. This
Yeah.
might be the scariest episode that we've had so far.
Oh, I think so. I think
Yeah,
so.
like really creepy.
Yes, very much. Yeah.
So much so that when Olivia saw the guy through the window, my face must have communicated in horror because Sean's like, "Are you okay?"
It's startling, definitely.
So then we go back to, I guess, the clock tower. That's
Hmm.
like their place, right? And the gentlemen are all standing around. Oh, and he comes in. He's got I guess it's his heart, that kid's heart, in a jar, mason jar, and he sets it down. And there's 7 jars, right?
There are 7 jars. They're not all full.
Okay, but that must be the 7 they were talking about. And he's like, da da da, da da da, and they all give him little golf claps. And he's like, oh, you guys, don't, it's nothing.
They're so freaky.
Yeah. So we're all gathered now in the lecture hall, and Giles is going to do a little presentation on what he found in his fairy tale book about the gentleman.
Hmm.
And they are fairy tale monsters. So this was a very funny scene, and so many Buffy memes came from this scene,
Absolutely. Yes.
right? Like
Yes.
your shirt
Mm-hmm.
that you're wearing, and then the Buffy Will Patrol Tonight that I see everywhere.
Yep. Yeah.
Obviously, comes from this, but yeah, this is funny. Again, one, why does he have to have music for his presentation?
It's a presentation.
All
I
right,
mean, there's so
okay,
much quiet. I mean, I
I guess. Okay, all right. So,
appreciate
um, so he puts the first. First of all, overhead projector.
throwback.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
He puts it on backwards, which is what your shirt is. So that's funny. Um, and then so they're fairy tale monsters who come to a town. They take all the voices, and then they take hearts. They need 7 hearts, and
Hmm.
they've got at least 2 now.
Yes.
And then in the fairy tale, the princess is able to scream once, and then they all die.
Hmm.
Right? So Xander is like, "How do we kill them?" Uh, well, that's how the princess, and I guess Buffy immediately thinks, "Well, I must be the princess. How do I get my voice back?"
I mean,
Right?
yeah, yeah.
Are you the
Willow
same way
suggests
anybody else?
like, yeah, like Willow pulls out a CD, like, would this work? And
Right. No, it's got to be like live. Yeah. And then, oh, and he's like, and what does they want? And she goes like this, pointing to her
and
heart. And
Xander,
then Xander's like, oh, oh my God. And then, how do we kill them? And Buffy goes like this.
and just the look everyone gives her. It's not just Xander. It's Willow. It's Giles. And then she pulls out the stake, and she,
I don't know. Even with the spike in her hand,
yeah, but
not much better.
so
But
good.
yeah, spike
So
them. No, that won't do it. So no sword will kill them.
when we met Emma Caulfield, who plays Anya, I was wearing this shirt. And yep, I know people who are on the show do not necessarily have the same obsession as I do. But she recognized the Who Are the Gentlemen, but she's
Yeah.
like, Who are the Gentlemen? But it's backwards. Like she didn't get
Oh,
it.
she didn't remember.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's
It's
like a
fine.
deep cut.
It is, yeah. But yeah.
Just like the deep cuts that the gentlemen are making.
Ah,
Pow!
good.
Oh man.
So they have somewhat of a plan now. Buffy is going to patrol. Apparently, her like reacting to that, his drawing of her was improvised, according to IMDb trivia. Yes, Tara is in her dorm. She has like the student directory out. She has Willow's name highlighted. She goes to leave, and when she's out in the quad, she trips and falls, and behind her are the gentlemen and the undulating gimps. They start
That's a great band name right there.
they start chasing after her. While this is going on, Buffy is wandering around patrolling. Riley is wandering around patrolling.
Hmm.
Uh, Tara makes her way into Willow's dorm building and knocking on doors. Nobody's answering the door.
Right.
Like you said, she's not even trying to see if they're open.
No, she's not even trying those doorknobs. She's just
She's in panic
banging
mode.
on doors. Nobody's answering.
She knocks on one by Willow, not Willow's dorm specifically.
I think
Willow
we're made to think that it's Willow's though, because Willow kind of is at her desk and she hears something. You think it's Willow's, but it's not, because when the door opens, it's a gentleman and he's got a heart in his
Mhm.
hand.
So she runs out, crashes into Tara. They both fall down. Willow looks like she's hurt her leg. They run out. Buffy and Riley end up in the clock tower. They're fighting the undulating imps, and then they go to turn on each other. You know, one has the crossbow, he has a gun,
Yep.
and then they're
Well,
facing each other.
so there you go. Moment of truth. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe it's happened in this episode. Everybody's coming clean.
Yeah.
So the battles are raging. The gentleman, Riley and Buffy are fighting the gentleman. Then we go back to a quick little scene at Giles' apartment where Giles is bringing tea to Olivia. Spike comes out and gets his mug of blood out of the fridge. And he's drinking. When he drinks, now, he doesn't always vamp out when he drinks this.
No, it's a plot device.
It's a plot device. Okay. So he drinks it and he goes out into the living room where Anya is sleeping on the couch. And for some reason, he's down on his knees picking up magazines or something. Xander walks in, sees Anya like over the couch arm, and
Yep.
then Spike pops up and he sees him vamped out. And he sees a little blood on his face and immediately assumes that he has drank from Anya, but he can't. But okay, whatever. So this is where this we find out how much Anya means to Xander because he attacks Spike, and then
Beats him up pretty good.
yeah, he does. He does. And then Anya's happy and she does this and they take off to go do it. And then
Willow and Tara.
oh yeah, Willow and Tara run into a room and they close the door and the gentlemen are trying to get to them and the undulating guys. And Willow tries to move a soda machine up against the door, but she can't. She can't move it by herself. And then she tries to use her Wicca spell in her mind to move it, and it jostles just a tiny bit, but she can't. And so then Tara, they clasp hands, and that thing flies across the room.
Yeah.
Oh,
According
that's some hot stuff right there.
yeah, according to the trivia, that was the same soda machine from the high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they pulled it out of storage.
Oh man, the props. Got to reuse those props.
Yeah,
We used all the budget on the Misty voice mist.
and the floating gentleman.
And floaty gentlemen. I really
We
would
should
like to know how they do that. And also, I would like to know if the Buffy stunt doubles, if the stunt doubles ever go to conventions to meet fans, they should. I
a
mean,
big
they're
part
in
of the
every second
show.
episode.
Yeah,
Maybe we should find out. I wonder if there's interviews out there with the Buffy stunt people. Maybe we could find one and get an interview
yeah,
somehow for the podcast. That would be
yeah,
cool.
that'd be great. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Did it ever bother you? Did you ever bring it up to the director or people on the crew that you're like a foot taller than Sarah Michelle Gellar?
And you're visible in every scene.
Okay, so fighting in the clock tower. They're getting some good hits in,
Uh-huh.
right? And so then one of the gentlemen gets the scalpel out. And he's coming after Buffy, and he gets her in the back, I guess. right? And
Yeah.
then he's grabbing her and he's going to take her. And then Buffy manages to, she sees the box on the table and she remembers from her dream. Again, awesome
Mm-hmm.
dream remembering.
Recollection. Yeah.
Those young synapses are firing, man. And
2.8
it's
GPA.
like she's trying to get Riley's attention and she's pointing at the box, but he misinterprets and he has an axe and he takes out one of the jars.
Nice.
And then she's like, oh, God, freaking
Man.
Riley. And she's like, you open the box. And so then he hits the box and busts it, and you see all the wispy voices come out, and the wispy voice goes back into Buffy, and she screams, and their heads explode.
Yeah.
Very gratifying.
Yes. Yeah. Like green pea
A
soup look.
lot, a lot of green goo. Yeah, very good. I liked it. What a payoff. Okay, so Willow and Tara have a little discussion about witchcraft and how the Wicca group really they don't know what witchcraft is and they're
Right.
just full of it, which yeah, that's what it seemed like. And apparently Tara's been practicing for a long time and she really thinks that Willow has something and I predict they're gonna do it.
Okay.
And um, then we go. Oh, and then we go to Giles and Olivia, and she's like, "I can't believe everything you told me was real, and it's scary." And he says, "It's too scary," and she says, "I don't know." So now we don't know what's going to happen with them. And then we get Riley going to Buffy's room, and he's like, "So I guess we need to talk."
And she
Yep,
agrees. And
he
then
agrees. And then that's
they
it.
sit
Then
on the bed, yeah,
I don't.
opposite each
Okay,
other, and nothing.
here's my question though.
Mhm.
So in the last scene, they're in the clock tower and they both got their weapons pointed at each other. They both have their voices back. How did that play out? Like they just put their weapons down, turned around, and walked out. They didn't
Huh?
say anything to each other.
Uh, it's a fair
Maybe
question. I
back
mean,
then
maybe
they
it
would
was
have had the
just
conversation. Hey, what the hell are you carrying that crossbow for?
right, right. Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, it's a valid point. It's definitely. I mean, it's the next day. They had time to talk.
Yeah. They
Yeah,
just turned around and left, or they were
yeah.
like, "Uh,
See ya.
hey, well, I guess I'll see you later then." I'm just gonna pretend this didn't happen. I don't know, weird. So, that's the end of the episode.
Yeah, it ends with the two of them not saying anything to each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting. How many stakes you give this one, Sean?
I'm going with 4 3/4.
Same. Four and three quarters.
Yeah,
This was a really good episode.
yeah, yes, very,
I
very good.
am curious as to whether the score won any awards for this episode because it played such a huge part
Mm.
um, and
I,
did a great job.
yeah, I know it's included on the album for the musical episode. They
Oh yeah,
included the score from this one and a few other episodes. It's good, or the
yeah.
suite from it, which is a part of the score, I guess.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I really don't have a lot of other notes. I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
It
favorite
was
line
creepy as hell.
or favorite scene since there wasn't a lot of, as many lines.
Um, favorite scene, the overhead projector lesson was a
Yeah.
good scene. How about you?
Yeah, I think it's I would definitely the overhead projector scene, but also Spike and Xander when they first lose their voices.
Yeah,
It's just good physical comedy.
yeah, or yes, or the Spike over and Xander and Anya when Xander walks in and finds Spike with Anya. Yeah, that was pretty good too. Yeah, there
Yeah.
were some good comedic bits in this episode,
Mhm.
despite it being such a creepy episode.
Yes. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was a good balance.
All right.
All
What's
right. So
next?
next we have season 4, episode 11, Doomed.
Doomed?
Doomed.
Doomed. Who's doomed? Somebody's doomed. I'm gonna say Buffy and Riley are doomed. They're
I mean,
doomed.
she doesn't have
They're
good
not
track
good at
record.
lies.
Yeah.
Now his cover's blown. Can't work.
Okay. That
It can't work. Yeah.
that's good. I like your thinking.
But what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen in the episode? I don't know. I got it, but I don't know. What do you?
Okay.
All right, you got a screenshot to show
Yep.
me?
I just sent it.
Oh, you did. Okay, hang on. I'll check it.
I'm like a ninja, screenshot ninja.
You're good. Yeah. All right. Spike in a Hawaiian shirt.
That is Spike in a Hawaiian shirt.
All right, and they're in some kind of an underground something, and I don't know what that is on the right hand side of that. It looks like it could be a worm, or it could just be some insulation. I don't know.
Okay.
Um, okay, so they're teaming up with Spike. Maybe there's another hostile. Oh, no, wait. Yeah, I'm going to say it's some kind of creature that lives underground,
Okay.
and they all have to team up with Spike to kill it because it has something to do with the initiative, and it's something he saw while he was under in their facility.
Okay.
So he's got some insight.
Right. Okay.
All right.
Do you want to tell our listeners and viewers about our socials?
Hey guys, we're on social media. We are pretty much everywhere, and we are at the Sunnydale Diaries, except for Blue Sky, where we are at Sunnydale Diaries. You can reach us via email, thesunnydalediaries@gmail.com. You can also go to our website, which is thesunnydalediaries.com, and that's where you can find links to our episodes. You can find a way to get to our Discord server. You can also get a copy of our 2025 Jenny Calendar. You remember Jenny Calendar?
Yeah, I
So
do.
long ago.
It really does seem like a while ago,
Oh
and
man.
I mean, you still use the calendar for the second half of the year. So
That's right. That's right. Uh, we would love to hear from you if you want to drop us a line, offer us any constructive feedback, vent to us about whatever you want with these episodes or our depiction of them. Uh, write us a poem, a limerick, whatever you
let's get
like.
more haikus. Yeah,
Haikus,
anything.
yeah. We'd love to, and if you write to us, we will feature your comment here on the podcast.
Yeah.
Sean, you got anything else you want to talk about?
I don't think so. I think we are ready to close the book on Hush.
We're gonna wrap this baby up.
Yeah, we'll be
All right.
back Monday, June 16th with Doomed.
Woo!
All right, see you there.
See you
Bye.
then. Bye.